Indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again. Another day, but not the same topic, fortunately. Today we'll talk about believing enough to try. Believing enough to try. We'll see what this space creates talking about that. But I at least want to bring this understanding, this feeling, this belief that I have that it's okay to want to do things, right? To have imaginings, etc., etc. But you have to believe in these things enough to try them. I feel like that's a critical component, and it's almost like we have this visceral amount of belief in something, right? A lot of belief in something, but we don't necessarily try it. Belief that we can start our own business, believe that we can, make something beautiful creatively, believe that we can, create some sort of financial freedom for ourselves, etc., etc. You can believe these things and you can believe it a lot, but you have to at the same time believe enough to try. So yeah, let's see where this takes us. Thank you, friend, for joining me. Hey, buddy. Hey, Shiksha. It's nice having you, Fred. Even PK is here too. It's nice having you, dude. Shannon, thank you for joining me. It's only me and you. How nice. How how quaint. How isolated. How private. That's another word. There we go. I was about to say. Just had to make sure that something's not broken. Everything is okay. I watched the meditation video right after yoga. It's so good, Mal. I'm so proud of you. Thank you, Shan. I don't know if it's so good, but I believed enough to try. And trying is the first step in actually getting good at something. So thank you, Shan. Thank you for your inspiration as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I felt that energy bled into the yoga stream today as well. I felt I had more capacity for flow, channeling the energy that we know that we can believe enough in to try. I'm watching Kitty watching something, but I can't see the something Kitty is watching. Swap us around. That's Kitty. What you watching, Kitty? What you watching? What do you see, Kitty? Kitty? What do you see? You see something? I love them so much. Oh, goodness. I've been in my head a lot today. We're dealing with some pretty ridiculous load shedding. Like, it's a little bit rude. 11 to 1 a.m. last night. So I went to bed like at 9 so that I can fall asleep with a fan still on. Wake up at 5 a.m. this morning to film the meditation video. And I wake up at 5 a.m. and my fan is still running at that point at least. And I'm like, I feel this moment of resistance of like, do I have to get up? And the fan goes off. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to do it. Power comes back on 9 a.m. I edit the video. I record the voiceover meditation script that I manifested with the internet. Actually, more with AI technically. And then I, posted it, and then the power goes back off again at 1 a.m. 1 p.m. and it's still off, It's still off, but we actually get to stream because we have batteries and the internet is on. So I'm like in this weird place. I'm in this weird place where a part of me feels so motivated to start doing more things. And then another part of me is so discouraged, not only for me, but for my country's people, yo. Like I'm thinking almost in contrast of today's topic, this topic of believing enough to try. If you're living in a country where you literally today, just today, people will not have electricity from 5 a.m. to 9 a.m., right? So as soon as you wake up, there's no power. You can't make yourself breakfast if you're using like some sort of electric panini maker or something, or if you have a stove top, you have to have gas or oven like stoves to actually be able to cook yourself something, and not many people do, especially not in residential buildings. Then you get to work and the power is off for like 2 hours then. And this is even if this is even if your workplace has generators, right? And this is not considering you running your own business even, right? You have 4 hours of work time. Was it 4 hours? Yeah. Yeah. And then the power is off again until 5. Right? Like that's your whole work day. It breaks my heart. Like I cannot. I'm smiling because of the amount of absurdity. I can't believe it. Lolo, nice having you, friend. Hello, Anna. It's nice having you here too. Harvey was not feeling the flow during yoga. It was sit on mom time. Maybe he knew you needed even more, lovin's or something. Hope. That's the thing that's coming to my mind. Is hope. Is how rare or valuable, maybe is another way to see it, is hope. My country is like really taking the country's people's hope away. Believing enough in something to show up for it, but you don't have electricity for most of the day. You don't have time. You don't have energy. I feel like this year has been very uh, dualistic in a way where, on the one side, there is this extreme critical side of myself that's extremely judgmental and critical, and you can say motivating, right, to get away from. And then there's this other part of me that is myself, right, my body, if you will. And that part of me is tired. It's a weird kind of tired. It's like I'm sleeping enough. I think it's I think it's a combination of things. One of them definitely is food. Like I'm not happy with the current way I'm eating. I'm trying to eat whole foods, but it's so easy to not. I'm watching Kitty play with a cricket. Probably gonna play him to death. Believing enough to try, right? So I should try and save that cricket. No, no, Kitty. He looks like it took like some punishment. Lost a leg, got some battle scars. Is this thing really trying to find my face with that much willingness? Jovan, Joy V, nice having you friends here. That's awesome. Thank you. So much love. Sounds like you're speaking of burnout with me. I tend to get harder on myself mentally when I experience burnout. Like I should be strong enough to pull out this you won't self-care anyway. I'm feeling what you're saying, but it's kind of like odd for me where I don't think it's burnout. I don't think I'm burnt out at all. It's quite the contrary. It feels like something is firing up in me, and maybe it's burning away old stories, burning away old ways of interpreting the story of self, the things I'm okay with, right? We talked about the fractal we want to live in yesterday. And I noticed today that the fractal of showing up and doing things, filming, and like at this point, like mindless busy work, it gives me some sense of, okay, maybe I'm doing something right. So I'm feeling the opposite of burnout, where I'm like I'm gonna watch myself. I'm starting to burn myself. Oh goodness, Melty, when is the last time you had a checkup? Go to the doctor? Very long time ago, years. I saw a doctor in China for a pain on the side of my face, which turned out to just be a wisdom tooth. But that was the last time I got close to a doctor. I don't really feel sick. I don't feel sick at all. I don't really think I need a checkup. I just think I need to pay more attention to my fundamentals. Hey, little dude, he seems really attached to me now. He's like, bruh, you saved me from a demon, or maybe a goddess. You saved me from a goddess. I will never leave your side again. You have to leave my side at some point to do this straight up looking at me. Technically, what's happening is I'm looking into the cells that collect light, and they absorb the light to the point where you can't see the light that reflects back. There we go. You wanna be free, dude? Let's go to the grass, shall we? There you go. Did you call that dinosaur a cricket? Lol. I called it it's technically a grasshopper, right? I think it's a grasshopper, not a cricket, actually. So, you wanna know what we call it in Afrikaans? That in Afrikaans is a springkaan. Spring meaning jump, like spring, spring, and kaan is just like some sound. It's like imagine you called a cricket or a grasshopper a jumpwa, a jump swow. Yeah, that's just a jump swow. A what? A jump swow. Why did you call it a jump swow? Well, it jumps. Uh-huh. Swow. Spunkon. I hate bugs. I used to as well, Joy Vive. And now I just see them as like these self-contained, weirdly sufficient fractals of consciousness. Right, because it's aware. It's aware that it was getting wrecked by that cat just a while ago. And then I saved it from that environment. And it was like trying to get away from the cat while I was watching it get terrorized. And then I saved it. And then it was like holding onto my finger. So either it's dying, which might also, I don't think it's dying. It doesn't have any physical damage other than the leg it lost, but it can be okay with only one leg. Yeah. it's like a little fractal. It's like a three-dimensional object that contains sentience, at least to some degree, right? To the degree that it wants to continue being alive. I want to live. I want to live. Save me, someone. And I saved it. You are saved. Sprung Khan. The goddesses are sleeping. You're safe for now. If you're feeling tired and odd, it might be time for some basic blood work, just to be on the safe side. Lois? uh, uh, there's like a list of things that I want to reply. The list that's above, all right, in a Dega symbol. The above list is like I'm not feeling bad, right? I'm not feeling like something's wrong. I'm just feeling a little bit tired because of my food choices and my sleeping patterns and my inability to sleep properly the last few nights because of the electricity situation, the stress that's associated with that. And then the other side is I don't have medical insurance, and I'm not paying for a doctor visit for him to tell me you're 24-0, sleep better, drink more water, you're gonna be fine. Because that's I can like I shouldn't self-diagnose either, but I'm like watching me as Dr. Self, looking at me as myself, being like, this stupid asshole. You think there's something wrong with you? Oh, other people have bigger problems. Don't waste my time. I'm like, sorry, Mr. Doctor, sir. I'm sorry, my friends care about me and I had to check. Thank you, Lois. I appreciate your love so much, friend. I'm with Lois. I'm doing the same. Gonna go check your blood work out. I think that's okay. Thank you, Doctor Jumps. Wow. Thank you, Ezra, for joining me, friend. Like Shpangalolo, exactly. Like Shongalolo. I'm gonna remember that. The Shongalolo. Shongalolo is one word of a decent poet. It's not him with 1,000 feet. Such so weird. The praying mantis also has a really cool one. It goes hots and tots hot, and that's like hot, hots and tots. That's just like gibberish sounds. Literally, it's like hots and tots. There's nothing that doesn't mean anything. There's no connection to hots and tots. And then it's hots and tots hot, which means God. It means God. Hot is God in our language. So our praying mantis is literally called Hots and Tots God. That's what we call them. And we're like, yeah, that's a Hots and Tots God. Oh, goodness. Bugs, yo. I'll speak Afrikaans only in bugs. Speak Afrikaans in bugs. It's like you speak Afrikaans only in bugs. What? What do you, what? So I can't speak Afrikaans, but only bugs. What the hell does that mean? What's wrong with you? I have my reasons. Ezra, so much love. Thank you. I'm here for Flash Vehicle myself. Never think 24 means anything, dude. My best friend died of cancer at 28. That's a little bit brutal, dude. Had no symptoms until a cold that wouldn't go away. Stage 4, Hodgkin's lymphoma. Goodness, dude. I've been having a cold these days, but it's just like me sneezing and having like allergies. But my whole family has been having them, dude. My freaking brain. So suddenly it's like, yeah, got cancer. I'm gonna die now. No, I will live. I will live. I will live. My nose is already better. It was a little more stuffy at the start of the stream. Look, clear breathing. I don't feel that stuffy either today. I think the feelings I've been feeling aren't so much bodily as much as they are mental, right? Like I've been dealing with mental crud, mental resistance, mental a lot of especially about my country. Oh, damn it, South Africa, please get your shit together, please. Oh, please. And they're like, yeah, best we can do is 2027, if you're lucky, probably 2035. That's the estimates they give us, And you're like, oh, why aren't they just installing more solar and, other renewables? Because they have not built more infrastructure since 1994. Nothing. There's like legitimately not enough lines distributed throughout the country for us to just put more power onto the grid. They haven't kept our shit in order. And like the initiatives, if we actually start right now, the initiatives will only come into like play in 2027. 4 more years, 5 more years, 5 more years of 12-hour power cuts a day. And I'm like looking at this, it's my future, and I'm like, bruh, bruh, bruh. And the people of the country, so many millions of people sitting without electricity every day. How is this country still standing? I don't know. I do not know. I don't understand how people haven't actually just started eating other people, Like it's this ceaseless proof that love is true, you know, almost to our own detriment. How about that? Love is true sometimes to our own detriment. Goodness, nothing happens. Tito Gobbard, Skibblier, Skibberb Jar, Scarlam, Skillium, Joseph, Skinner, Skillium, Skillium, I rolled myself a joint when the power went off at 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. I was like, my bra, what do you mean? What do you mean again? 4 hours? Didn't we just do this? Like 4 hours ago? I'm sorry. I need to get this out of my system. Like, oh, I've been bitching to myself so much. Oh man, we live in 2023. We live in 2023. We're supposed to be at least close to a civilized country, right? Third third world country to the max. They can't provide electricity, and it's a monopoly, right? So just to add to this frustration I feel, it's been a monopoly this whole time, meaning that it's a state-owned electricity company that cuts the power to their residents for 12 hours a day because they cannot provide the service that only they are allowed to provide. Only they are. No other contractor can start running lines, can install massive, gigawatt systems. No. Only we can, because we're the governments. And then you watch the country slowly light on fire, slowly. And the people are so patient. I'm trying to be patient. I'm buying batteries. Everybody's probably buying batteries. The amount of investment that's happening into batteries right now is probably astronomical. It's been astronomical for a while, but we're buying house scale batteries at this point, no longer just cell phones and laptops. Oh, you man, I'm a mess. Skididoo, a me, zamba, yawa, zulihir, zohwa, zwam, 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 zwam. Pitpi is like, you all right, oh? I'm like this far from not being all right, Pippi. But here I am, all right thing. I'm so I'm s- I'm so all right right now. I'm all the right, double all right. Lots of mental crud going around right now. Hang in there. Esra, it's probably happening for all of us, dude. We're all digging through it, actively lifting up the universal consciousness, right? Tuning yourself up. I'm sorry you lost your best friend. I can't even imagine. I pray to thee, hot gibberish God. Hot gibberish God. Onze tot gewoon. I pray. And he has those pull-in blades underneath his massive eyeballs, mandibles that eat things alive. His leg, and what do you say, soft little human being? You better pray harder. You look delicious. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, I will leave you alone. No, you're not. I love you. Thank you, Lois. Thank you so much for the love you share. It's just that I've dealt with iron deficiency anemia. Now I have Hashimoto's disease. So it's important to know these things. Thank you for encouraging me to take care of my health. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm feeling. I appreciate that, Lois, and I see it. Don't get me wrong. It's easy for me to say since I'm in Canada and we have universal health care. Yeah, there's no anxiety about going and seeing a doctor because you don't have to be anxious about that. That's like it's already anxiety inducing just going to a doctor. Never mind having to deal with the anxiety of not being able to afford this going to the doctor you just did. Ah, that being said, I'm starting to manifest very soon. Very soon, I want a slice of technology big enough for me to read on, to draw on, to take notes on, to carry scripts with me, shot lists. It's happening. More manifest. I won't stop. Oh goodness, we won't stop. We will just figure out new ways. We'll figure out new ways to deal with the same stuff we've always been dealing with. Like there's no escaping ourselves, right? So the only thing we can really hope to do is grow as that self to the point where you don't want to escape it. And I'm trying to do that. I really am trying to do that. And it's interesting because it's like I have to be someone else to not want to get away from myself. And that's a paradox. The paradox of who we think we are, right? And who we are. And how radical personal beliefs is the real thing that shifts when you make great change. It's not so much you deciding, I'm gonna do this thing, and then starting to do it as much as you can. By doing that thing, start to believe this is something I do. This is something I do, right? Then it's not difficult. You don't find it difficult to make yourself a coffee because it's something you do. Hey, I'm doing this because I want a coffee. Cow is losing his mind. So it's the same thing. When we show up for what we believe in as well, when we believe enough to try, I'm thinking how do you have to believe something about yourself before you can try? I feel like filming yourself is a big one. Filming yourself is so weird. Oh, it makes me cringe. I feel like I feel like I'm being watched by something mindless. Does that make sense? I feel everything else in my life that I interact with has a mind. Even the plants, right? Even the grass I'm walking on, I feel it has mind. but like a camera lens alone. Maybe it'll be easier for me if my camera has like a personality or something. Maybe like we'll have AI cameras. Camera will give you like tips, be like, hey, stop doing that weird thing with your hand. And you're like, shit, I'm sorry, I didn't even realize. It's like, yeah, I'm paying attention. Maybe that will be easier, but at this point, it just feels like I'm the one watching myself with a with another perspective. Maybe that's a different way to see it than mindless. how you how you see the world, how you see yourself is coming to my mind in that trip. Maybe I'm feeling a little bit mindless right now. I'm watching Kitty scale a tree. You want to see? Let's zoom. Cat shenanigans. Imagine that that's just something you can do. You can just climb trees when you want to. It's Gab speaking Afrikaans. No, God, yes, yes, Gab is speaking Afrikaans. He's speaking Gabish. This is really intense viewing. Should I? Nah, she's gonna be fine. She's figuring it out, right? Oh goodness. Oh. What an acrobat. Now that's some kitty. Chills, scratches ear, has a vibe of a time. You see that little that little surface you just walked on? That's where I filmed the video from. So the fallen tree is staying like that and has now become a ideal tripod position. Kind of found that ironic this morning. It's like, huh, nice. Work lurk mode activated. My ears are with you, friends. Sending Siobhan's ears double lovins. Love you, Siobhan's ears. I am a meat popsicle. Multipass meat popsicle. I heard the mega torch. The mega torch got. Anyone else struggling with their anxiety and depression lately? Are you medicated, Lolo? No, also. I don't know if Lolo is. I don't know if I'm anxious, but I might be a little bit depressed right now. Not to the point of laying down though. Oh, I take that shit. Rock your fists up. It's like, oh yeah. oh yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you. Price is hard. It's the time of year, Lolo. On the last 10 years, last few days have been the best in years. I'm sorry for that loud piece. I hope my uptake isn't the cause of all of your sorrow. No, of course not. That's not how it works, Duck Dad. Like you can make more pie. You can make more happy, right? You getting happy doesn't mean taking happy from someone else. You can get more happy. Thank you, Duck Dad. And you having more happy and you telling us, I have so much happier right now. If you have people that love you, will be happy with you. They'll be like, oh shit, Duck Dad's happy. Like he's happy around his daughter, right? Happy around his ducks. That's freaking sick, right? 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 Love you, friend. Thank you so much for sharing some of that love with us. I'm a bit low, but I know why. I'm not taking anything, Joyvi. I was prescribed about 6 years ago, but I haven't taken anything since. If you can't manage on your own, maybe it's time for medication. I am not a doctor, and I'll just say that I feel only a doctor should be advising medication. Maybe I should say that as well. Not that I don't respect and love you, Joy Vive, but I'm from a psychological and personal point of view, a little bit anti-medication for stuff like that. Right? And I've gone both ways. I've been on antidepressants and they made me want to kill myself more. I was like, these things are supposed to not make me want to kill myself. Now I want to kill myself twice. I don't want to make light of this. But that's really how it made me feel. And that's a personal anecdote, right? So that's N of one. Worst data you could probably find in the universe right now. So your mileage may vary as a thing to say, right? Probably won't make sense anymore. But yeah, there are a bunch of things, that help for depression, and those are the things we all believe in, but we have to believe enough in them to try them, right? You inspired me, still inspired. Today, I pushed myself extra hard with the amount of pull-ups I was doing because I was like thinking about you. I was like, yeah, Joy V would be like laughing at me if I only did 10 pull-ups when I know I still got pull-ups in the tank, right? Do more, like in a set, do more. So thank you, friends. In the Matrix, only you had to do was believe he was the one, and he became it. Believe enough to try and be the one. How about that for the quote today? Right? Believe enough in yourself. Seriously. Look at me. Look at me. Believe enough in yourself to try and be the one. Right? And that's the joke of this whole experience. Because all of us want to be the one. Right? We want to be special. We want to be important. We want to be so important, right? And we want to believe that the amount of importance we gain is directly related to how special we are. I feel like my highest self is like just melting my ego to death right now. I'm like, please, fine. Okay, so this importance that we seek in the world, and the willingness to believe, to try and be the one, not from this perspective of trying to gain some sort of importance, but realizing that you're the thing that gives yourself importance. You're the one that you have to believe you are the one, because in a weird twisted fate, you are you are the one, right? Multi-distributed through billions of self. It's trippy. Trillions, quintillions, like, just depends on where you look. If you look on Earth, at least in this form of self, billions. Billions of you. Billions of the one, right? Individualized fractals of infinity. And you have to try. You have to try. You have to believe in enough in yourself to try. Because that's the one common, thing you'll find with every single what we deem successful person. I promise you, they tried. They did. They really did. I love you, friends. Eden, I've missed your name in the chat. I know that you're right, still in the fractal with us. Corey sends love all the time. It's nice having you here, friend. Sending love to you in the fruit cup. Corey too. Lolo says, thanks for sharing with me as well, friends. I've been doing my best to manage independently with yoga and a little mindfulness, but the episodes are a doozy when it does happen. I feel it's almost like it sneaks up on you, and it's like parts of us feel like we're running away from it with our meditation and our yoga. Do you just sit instead of mindfulness or yoga? Do you just sit in that depressive state sometimes and feel it? And then do you try to, and this is something that I feel is easier said than done, but do you try to remind yourself that you can think things with the same amount of perspective like you can breathe, right? You can decide now to consciously start breathing and using your lungs. But that is an automatic process. And sometimes our thoughts and these depressive loops we can find ourselves in can be automatic processes. And when we can acknowledge how a process is happening, how a certain narrative is forming that we've told ourselves before, that we've found ourselves kind of stuck in, we can be like, actually, No. You can do it in a perspective of like correcting yourself or correcting the story you're telling yourself. It's like, yeah, I can tell myself a story of victimhood about this person that took advantage of me, or I can see myself at the other side of it, alive, thinking, present. I have the ability to love the coffee that I drink, the people that I have around me, right? Will I let this thing that has happened to me forever cause a jarring resentment and a jaded perspective on reality? Or can I tell myself a different story about my present? Right? Is this trip, and like it's a quote from 1984 that goes that he who or they who control the past controls the future. They who control the present controls the past. Right? Creating this paradox of power. And you're that they, dear friend. You're it. You were the one that controls the present. By extension, you were the one that controls your past and the stories you tell yourself about your past. And by extension, you are the one who will shape your future. And all it takes is for you to try, right? If you just try, you will change your future just by trying. Just that, like, that's literally the minimum requirement. Oh, I'm tripping out about this. Ha! I may have missed it. Did Melt say he's not feeling well? I was not feeling well for a second, right? I've not been sleeping well, and I've been tired as a result of that. But I'm feeling better and better, just like spending time in this space and like sharing with you friends. Can't white knuckle your way through anxiety and depression's no way to live. That's true. I'm not suggesting that either. I'm saying I don't know anything. I cannot specifically, especially give any medical advice or mental health advice. Right? I can I can share personal experiences, but that is as far as my authority goes. Personal experience. So like that's all I'm saying. I've been having the same thought. Joy Vive, Shan, I'm not sure enough. I'm getting enough vitamin D. Tahoe's in the middle of the winter. I think so. Vitamin D might be a good one. That tree is cat heaven for a cat. They really love it. They really love it. And the bark is kind of soft, so it doesn't hurt their nails. It probably feels amazing for them. Yes, Joe, he said he hasn't been being good to himself, so he's not feeling well. Yeah, exactly. That is what's happening. And it's a matter of time, right? Like I haven't been able to establish a schedule. Unfortunately, on top of the fact that we have power outages, when we have power outages, changes ceaselessly, right? It's like a windowed thing. So it keeps wrecking your schedule if you try to set anything up. It's uh, it feels like a very convenient story for my ego to tell itself about why it's having a hard time. So I'm instead of listening to that part of myself, I'm just gonna do things in the downtime. I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, you're gonna give me noise? I'm gonna bring silence into my soul. Try me, try me. I'll have so much quiet in my heart. Like I was thinking about it in the context of my yoga mat. My yoga mat is like worn torn in comparison to what it used to look like when I just got it. And I remember like 3 days into having my yoga mat, I think one of the dogs or someone with little rocks in their shoes stepped in the yoga mat and made a bunch of holes in it. And like I was viscerally, physiologically triggered about this event. And I was like, bruh, my new yoga mat, yo. Who did this? Please. Right? And I felt like a sense of I guess resentment. I don't know if resentment is the right word. Jaded, uh mm, sour. I think sour is a good one. I felt sour towards, our animals because I assumed it was one of them. And then today, after finishing my yoga session, and my yoga mat has taken significantly more damage since that day. Pippi, walks onto my yoga mat and then does a downward dog, and I see her making more holes in my yoga mat. And I just be like, wow, downward dog, huh? Thank you for teaching me. And I just felt this radical shift. I was like, yeah, things really aren't that serious. And it's this weird part of myself that believes in order. I do believe in order, and I don't condone the destruction of property, right? Obviously. But trying to create a sense of anger instead of acknowledging that it is something material. Part of me wants to say that can be replaced, and then there's the ecologically conscious part of myself that's like, that shouldn't be a deciding factor for whether or not you respect your things. But I cannot replace the loving feelings I have towards my animals in a moment to moment basis, right? If I feel sour, if I see my dog walking onto my yoga mat and I feel, "Ah, don't do that, stop it." I can't replace that. No, that's not with me forever. But I can, in this moment, realize that that yoga mat is replaceable, and the joy, the the awe of watching Pippi do a actual downward facing dog on a yoga mat, and I'm like, hey. Right? That is irreplaceable. That is the thing that's valuable. So how about that for something to try? Be less serious. Be less serious about things. You're so right, Joy Vive. I just hope to find the right outlet. Art therapy helped me back when the episode started. How about that, Lolo? So we have a friend, Zano, Susanna, who is actually interviewing to become an art therapist right now. Probably right today, right? Somewhere. I think today. That what she said? Tomorrow, yesterday? Anyway, if she still has extra time, maybe you can hit her up, ask her if she wants to give you some tips for art therapy as well. Light box, vitamin D can help during winter months, absolutely. I'm encouraging supplementation, vitamin D, then Lolo. It does help. I've been wanting to try one of those light therapy lights. Have you ever tried one? I've been curious about those as well, actually, Shan. I just want to play on the tree with the cats today. Gray cloud and snowy here. I'm sorry to hear that, friend. Maybe I'll film another video today or something. Could be a extension of that playing here. Lane is here too. Happy Friday the 13th to you, dude. What a lucky day for us to be coming together. Squam, squam, squam. Pie, we got pie, Shan. I will try the vitamin D, please do. I think about trying prescription again, but since they didn't help me then, I'll try to find alternatives. Vitamin D is a good start, a great start. You were an adolescent. Antidepressants are known to make suicidal ideation and depression worse in adolescence. There's factors to it. I do not consider myself a depressive anymore. I do believe that I viscerally love this human experience. I just do not like being tired. Right? And being tired makes me feel like I'm less than myself. So I don't want to feel that way. All right. And I know that there are a bunch of things that I can do that will give me more energy. And like the first thing that comes to mind is, what are you eating? Oh, are you eating food that is conducive to energy, or are you eating food that is conducive to low energy and instant reward? It's like, please don't look at me like that, dude. Stop, stop. I'm sorry. He forgives quickly, at least. But yeah, I have to say I'm sorry. Otherwise, no forgiveness. He's telling me to try. I'm like, yeah, I know. I found listening to specific frequencies and calming music, meditation bowls also help. Lolo, thank you for that also as encouragement. How many ones can there be? Well, 8 billion it seems, Ezra. You're definitely one of them, dude. You're the one. I'd be dead without my medication. I can recommend someone go talk to their doctor about meds, as I'm not a doctor. I can't give her meds myself. This is true. Recommendation. Joy Beam, I love you, friend. I love you. I love our friends so much, right? Like, this is a slippery slope for me. I'm trying to tread lightly. That's all I'm doing. There's no shade. There's no, Joy Beam is, nope. That's not what's happening. It's only love for you, dear friend. I know you know that. Dry is here too. I really like what Duck Dad said. Emotions are the fish, be the pond, not the fish. Yes, exactly. Thought should be like clouds in the clear sky. Sure, sometimes it's showering, dark, right? Sometimes it's just like nice little shaped ones floating by. Sometimes it's perfectly clear. Birds shouting their beautiful songs into the sky. Be okay. Be the sky. Be the open space. I like that too, Jovan. I like you, Miss Rock. Thank you for the love. Got to bounce, everyone. Love you, Doctor. Just throwing this out there, Lolo. I also have these flower remedies. There we go. They definitely help me. I can't imagine going through what I've been going through without them. On that note, Shannon, I put thieves oil at the bottom of my feet when I was editing your video today. Well, all of our videos, but I specifically recorded today's meditation stream, with Shannon in mind. She recently lost a puppy, and it's not a long one. It feels like a little, almost like pop of serenity. At least that's the way I'm trying to think of it. And yeah, she also has these oils. So Shan, I put those oils on my feet. Like the smells alone just made me calm. Gave me a sense of not being alone, weirdly enough, actually. Jovan, it's so silly, but it has helped me so much this week. I've lived my life through the fish. So many cool things to eat. So many cool things to see as a fish as well, dude. So many other fish. Wow, look at this fish. That's an interesting fish, don't you think? What a cool fish. I'm just imagining what it's like what it's like to be a fish right now. I do sit with the emotions most times. If I don't have to go to work, etc., I'll let the tears fall, etc. But sometimes it doesn't feel like I'll be able to stop. There's nothing I can necessarily say that I no guarantee is any change or help. But I can tell you that we're here with you, Lolo, and we'll keep showing up, right? So if anything, if that's the deal we have to make, is that I'll show up tomorrow again if you show up tomorrow again as well. All right. And you don't have to show up necessarily in stream, but show up tomorrow. And then we'll make the same deal tomorrow into infinity and beyond. Keep showing up for as long as you're allowed to, Lola. I look forward to eventually, hopefully, having the honor of giving you a proper hug. Scars, you can't just mental your way out of depression and anxiety. If you could, there would be no need for mesotherapy. I exercised, self-helped, uh, medicated with psychedelics, and took responsibility in a lot of parts of my life to fight parts of my depression. I don't think you can just, as you mentioned, white knuckle mental yourself through all of that. But there are changes that you can make. Some things, doing some things over and over again, do lead to feelings of depression. Right? Like there's a movie that I would recommend, but it's a trippy one. Almost too much in some ways. It's called White Noise. It's on Netflix. White Noise. And it's about a family basically struggling with the concept of death, the whole family. And there's a lot of them. I don't want to give the plot away, but depression, I feel, is almost like a longing for death, while at the same time being scared of it. Right? That's what it felt like for me at one point. Like there's this part of us that can like tell ourselves a story about how it would affect the people around us as well. How, oh yeah, they'll feel so bad they weren't nicer to me if I died. That'll show them. And I watched these emotions, these feelings as a teenager, and I was like, why? Why? Wasn't me trying to mental myself out of it, but it was a genuine curiosity about why I was feeling the way I was feeling. Right? Like I would rather recommend a 3-gram mushroom trip before I would recommend antidepressants. And I shouldn't probably say that, but that is how I feel about depression sometimes, because that's what helped me ultimately. I tried antidepressants. They led to night terrors, extreme difficulty in sleeping, and hard mode suicidal ideations, to the point of using my antidepressants in combination with excess amounts of alcohol to try and kill myself. And then I got away from those. I started smoking weed. That helped me sleep. I started exercising because I realized that chemicals and introducing certain chemicals into your body can change the way you feel about yourself. And so the medication thing, Joyviv, I'm fully there with you. And I know you smoke weed too, so you know what I'm talking about as well. It helped me sleep, helped me be a little bit more okay with myself, love the experience I was having, love others. And then I started exercising from that place of self-love, right? Not because I hate myself. That's the thing that happens a lot. People start exercising because they hate themselves. They're like, "Oh, look at you, you piece of shit. You're disgusting. You should exercise." Why would you exercise like that? Right? Your body is feminine. It's not masculine. Talking to your body like that is not gonna work. Your body responds to positive affirmation. Be like, "Oh, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. I love you. I love you so much." Self. Say that to yourself, looking in the mirror. You can do that. You actually can do that. It's completely free to you. And exercising, because I started loving myself, led to me gaining a lot of clarity when it came to my mental health, because I realized in that way that even though I couldn't mental my way out of depression, I could mental my way into a positive mindset, right? You can be depressed and have a positive mindset as well at the same time, right? That's completely possible. The only difference is that when you practice a positive mindset about your reality, about the things you're going through, about your trials and tribulations, about the trajectory your life is taking, and how these difficulties you're facing are going to only serve you going forward. It becomes an easy game, right? You're like, yeah, sure, I'm feeling bad, but now I'm gonna show up anyway. And then, even though you feel bad, you're like, damn, I didn't feel that great, and I still did like 3 pull-ups. Well done, me, right? It's a self-love loop instead of a self-criticism, self-hate loop. You piece of shit. Why didn't you do 10 pull-ups? Why did you just only do 3, right? Oh, good for me. Oh, this is this is like what I've learned personally, Joyviv, with the journey of depression myself as well. It's a process, and it's not a hopeless one. I feel like that's something that needs to be said as well. As I say that, I start chugging coffee like a madman. Yes. Yes. Medicine. Love you. So much medicine. We have been interfacing with the world this whole time, right? That you could consider your lived experience as a psychedelic hallucination brought on by eating food. You could have been having one type of experience, drinking breast milk or baby formula at one point in your life, right? And then as soon as you started chewing your food and the visceral experience that that comes along with, the tastes as like psychedelic nodes in your brain start hallucinating. And you're just used to this hallucination. You're like, yeah, this is normal. Oh, am I going too far with this? I'm tripping out. Red Clicker, I love you too. Thank you for joining me, friend. My heart for you. Thank you, Red. That's beautiful, friend. I know what you mean, Lolo. I know I was wearing my friends out before I went on meds again. Exactly, Joyviv. I'm relearning that lesson over and over again. You friends are love for what it's worth. Your beard is longer than Uncle Becky's mouth. Red Clicker. Red Clicker. Did Uncle Becky shave his face? That's the only way that that's possible. Uncle Becky is like clean shaven. And then my beard is longer. Maulau. Hoopy, thank you for joining us, friend. Just got done with morning yoga movements. Dude, good for you. Oh, I love you, dude. Thank you for doing that for yourself. Stopping in on Friday the 13th to tell each of you that you are enough. No, I don't agree with Natalie. You are more than enough. You are much more than enough. Enough? Enough is like cup full, right? You are overfloweth. The infinity cup, just ceaselessly generating more, more. Giving some of the water to the earth as well. Mm. Ah, thank you. Thank you for the love. Natalie, I appreciate it so much. Flower remedies sound amazing, Shan. Is it a tool aromatherapy? Yeah. Actually, reach out. Maybe like there's a way to connect. Maybe in the Discord would be good. We have a snowstorm hitting us that canceled school. Is that a good thing for you? You like being home with the kids? Lolo, no. I hate to put him on blast, but wow, Corey is blowing my mind lately with the self growth. He's really focused on the meditation, yoga, and self, and he's literally glowing. So proud of him, beyond proud. Whew. Like I'm tripping out about this fractal of Corey's wife, of the dear friend that has been in this space with us, right, for months, is seeing this growth in her husband, who she has a child with. And this growth is coming along with them, bringing this beautiful being into the world. And it's like this collective showing up for believing enough to try, right? Corey believes enough to try. And that belief in himself, that showing up, trying, literally making him glow. Thank you so much for sharing that. Eat it, I'm melting. So send so much love to him as well. More encouragement, more. more love. I've been working out in the evenings. It's been going well. Melty has inspired to take better care of myself and to show up for myself. He's wonderful like that. No, you, Joy Vive. I am but a mirror, right? You can think of this as a psychedelic hallucination as well, right? The fact that you're here right now, the fact that you're showing up means that you are manifesting this moment. Otherwise, I'm just noise. Literally, I'm white noise until you become sentient, conscious, opening up the fractal of awareness, right? Literally in this moment. And then you can see in me parts of that fractal mirroring back to you, right? From the point of showing up for it, but then from the point of actually having enough understanding and information in your brain to be able to connect the dots in a way where you can see things, right? Not only a face, not only hands, not only a space, but patterns, understanding, depth. You're crazy, friend. You're something insane. So deep, right? Like we talk about deep in ways of like oceans or how deep space goes. And yet, even though you occupy three-dimensional space and a little bit of it at that, you're deeper than all of those things. And your depth keeps growing. It's not gonna stop ever. Ever. All you can do is embrace that depth, embrace yourself, believe enough to try. Believe enough to try. I feel like I need to thank you guys and you, Mel, for being such a great encouragement and support for him. Dang, I love you guys. As we love you, Eden, the whole family. This is just, more affirmations of the love that we know is true. So nice having you friends here. Chrissy, the Dorian, Frank Zaffa, Paul, Hamo, Timmy. I don't know if any of you friends are still here, but love you, Crystal, too. It's nice having all of you. The flower remedies are different than essential oils. They're flower vibrations that have been transferred into water. Different flower vibrations match human emotions, and they work by readjusting your vibrations and removing emotional blocks. Closing my eyes and visualizing, I see a baobab, tree of life, in a circle. Sending love. Thank you, Shan. Leaving hugs behind as I depart. Love you, Natalie. See you again soon. Well said, Shan. Amazing. Good luck, Susanna. I've been phasing out of a toxic 15-year relationship. It's finally over. I feel extremely relieved. I'm seeing almost like imagine looking into a cone, but that cone is melting out of itself, creating more space, and yet collapsing back in on itself. It's like a part of itself is closing while a new part of itself is opening up. How about that, Red Clicker? Sending that love. I got introduced to flower essence at Ananda Meditation Retreat in Northern California. How about that, Hoopy? We have a medicine mother in this space. She's busy with her final certification to also be like a properly certified flower remedy, like medicine mother is the word I want to use. That sounds wonderful. I'm wonderfully proud of you, Red. Thank you for that encouragement, Joy V. Love you, Red. So much love. This group has helped me get stronger, and so the support is priceless. And I'm seeing some crazy imagery right now. Part of me wants to say things. Parts of me wants to continue reading comments. Parts of me feels like we should just sit in it, acknowledging that we are collecting here in this moment for love. Right, that is the depth of our purpose. We can think of it in the matter of the space, but ultimately, I would like us to all think about it in the matter of our lives, right? To believe that about our lives, to believe that you are here in this moment as a human being, not for any other reason other than to be, to share, and to receive love. Thank you so much for encouraging the support. Red, for being a supportive node in that as well. I've not met many people who knows about them. Of course, Hoopty would. He's like deep in the fractal. I used to use them. Want to use them again, Hoopy? Hit Shannon up, please. Thank you for explaining for me, Shan. It sounds very interesting and it reminds me of crystal healing practices. Could be alongside that. I'm encouraging that eventually Shannon like imbues her remedies with like crystal balls as well. Thieves on the feet. What's that do? I have my own thieves mix that I use for immunity. Apparently, it helps for cold symptoms, Jovan, like sneezing and a runny nose. And my nose feels pretty good right now. This lady who makes them gave an telling of how they are magically made with sunlight. Technically, they said the water changes. That's the mother that gets diluted with alcohol. Okay, that's really cool way to see it as well, because technically it is flower remedies, right? So actual sunlight through the medium of different flowers are being turned into not psychedelic, flavonoid compounds, right? And then those flavonoid compounds are being put into these remedies. So I'm there with it. Cable, I saw your meditation video. It came at such a divine time. I can't stay for long. Kevo, you're here now, dear friend, and always in this moment with us. We love you. If that's the only thing you get to hear, thank you for joining us. But I just resonate so much, so hard into the spiral today. So love. Love to you too. Thank you, Kevo. I'm just starting the last level to be a registered black flower remedy practitioner and could use practice. I will have to do 2 recorded consultations to be evaluated in order to pass the class. If you don't have, someone already, I'd also like to volunteer as someone, Shan. It's a pleasure to feel you. I'm sure you will do great. Absolutely. Got to go. I'm still not completely stable. Need to work. But yes, Mel, thanks for the video. Perfect timing. Love you. Thank you, Kevo. Thanks for all of you being here. Thank you, dude. Yes. Love you. You're going to be okay. I'll see you again soon. Right? Keep showing up. Keep being present, Kevo. You got this, dude. Thanks, Mahalal. I'm so fascinated with these Lao remedies. They've helped me tremendously. I plan to make it my own down the road. You already are, Shan. In your mind, that fractal is already happening. You're already projecting into the future. I have never done mushrooms, but maybe I should. Also, again, not a doctor. I don't know anything. If you have someone that can actually create space for you, that you trust, like that's a big one, that you actually trust, and you're gonna feel safe doing something like that. It's the only way I could even get close to recommending it. I fortunately believed enough to try them alone, right? And it was a beautiful experience for me. But I also know that there are potential, not physiological, as in you cannot harm yourself by taking the actual thing, eating a mushroom. You cannot harm yourself. Poisonous mushrooms, don't get me wrong, you can harm yourself. But speaking in vague terms, eating a mushroom that is edible will not kill you. Like, thank you, Mel. Makes perfect sense. Edible mushrooms don't kill you. Why don't I think of that? but it might convince you that you're dying, right? Or that you have died. And parts of this experience is coming to acceptance with that. And it shows you in that mindset that Dying isn't the worst of it. Dying isn't something to be feared. Dying isn't even something that is understood, right? Like you've experienced things dying. All of us have, but we don't understand it. What actually happens to the cells, right? Stop firing. Is that what death is? What happens to the thing experiencing the experience, right? So that's the other depth of dying as well. And the personal, you can say, woo woo conclusion I've come to is that the experiencer is a hyperdimensional thing, right? Fifth dimensional, you can think of it as well. That we experience time, right? I am space, the three dimensions, right? And then the first and second dimension is caught in that space as well. And then I am aware of myself as space, the three dimensions, and the fourth dimension that is time. I am aware of all of these things. So the consciousness, the awareness that I am, the presence, is existing outside of this form, occupying this form because it occupies all points in all space, right? You are the one after all, but doesn't require this form to be. You are infinity, literally. So embrace that. Believe enough to try and be infinity, right? Again, try and be the one, friend, because you are adding thieves oil to metaphysical shopping list. Hit up Shannon, hit her up. Like you, that's the shopping list right now. I wanted to go to the shop soon anyway, because my shiny rocks are getting lonely and they need more friends. Now I have another reason. So, like Shannon, like I'm trying to jump on it right now. He say he shaved. He has a new job and it's shorter now. Good. I think I read on a post that he's gonna work his first day. Uh, Maxine is here too. Been sending him love. Thank you, Red, for the love as well. I added to my homemade vinegar cleanser for extra cleansing purposes, along with the warm aroma. Maxine, it's a dear pleasure having you, friend. Again, just want to send you some love. Uncle Vicky Shay, this kind of alternative universe that I just step into. Suddenly starts tripping out. Not Uncle Vicky's beautiful beard. No, the beard is no more, friends. Lighting a candle. Suddenly, like tragic music starts playing. It's so crazy that this morning I posted a meditation for grief and loss. Like we can suffer the grief and loss of losing Uncle Becky's beard as well, alongside the dear Jeffrey that we lost recently. Like this is a weird juxtaposition trip in my brain right now. It's like the universe is being playful and morbid at the same time, being infinity. So infinity of the universe. Oh, I'm so surprised again. I'm heading out to do the needful. Much love, beautiful souls. Love you, Eden. Thank you for spending some time sharing your beautiful presence with all of us. He trimmed it way down. It's not gone. Okay, probably just has like a little covering. Thanks for sharing your presence. Thank you, Shan. Proud of you, Red. So proud. Connor is here too. Love is true and truth is the light. Love you, Connor. It's nice having you here, my friend. I volunteer as tribute, Chan. Boom. Got at least 2 peeps. I know it's an option, but I wouldn't do it without someone with me. Red, yeah. Yeah. It could be better that way. I don't know anything, of course. I hate that this is the kind of like tiptoeing we have to do. I wish I could give you an experience here on the farm of something like that. But that also sounds kind of sus. So, I don't know anything. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. These are great, of course. Sounds cool. Thank you, Joy V, for that love. I've seen a lot of dead people. Your body is just a shell. When you leave it, no better than a piece of cardboard. Whether animated the body and makes you is gone. Yeah, exactly. And it's just presence. That's all that's gone, right? And it goes like that's what you mentioned cardboard because there's no presence in cardboard, right? There's no part of you that looks at a piece of cardboard and feels, This cardboard is present with me right now. When I look at my dogs, I can feel their presence. Right? If I lunge at them suddenly, they're like, whoa, what the hell? They're presence. They're present. They're paying attention. If you lunge at a dead body, that dead body is not going to. This is so morbid. Yeah, exactly. And that presence continues ceaselessly, never stops. That it's the only constant. That is the only thing that is unchanging, is awareness, right? Everything else changes along, like for that awareness to see it. Live talk soon, y'all. I just gotta find time to do it. I miss our live talks. Reddit has been breaking my heart. It has. Goodness. Red, thank you for letting us know that you're gonna do a talk. That's the thing keeping Reddit alive, basically, for some of our friends right now. The magnanimity of the creator, the magnanimity, the the magna, the magnanimity, the magnanimity, the magnanimity, the magnanimity, the magnanimity. Yes, damn, yes, the magnanimity of the creator to give us individual experience or perspective on creation. Freedom, 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 infinite freedom, right? You can do whatever you want to, right? And some of the experiences are going to be great, and some of them aren't going to be great. And you have enough freedom to choose the great ones. How about that? Well, favorite quote: what happens when we die? I know that people that love us will miss us. Beautiful quote from Keanu Reeves. You're completely right, Connor. I'll let you know when I'm ready / need to do with joy. Thank you. Tunes watching him say that made me cry. We love you, Maxine. Just having you in this moment with us is bringing me light. I wish I could come do mushrooms with you, Mel. That would be so cool, right? Ramblers here too. Have been worky lurky today, and I wanted to send some love to all of you wonderful fractals. Seeing a triangle of dark green soil, beautiful green leaves. That's what most of the dark green is. Sending you that love, Rambler. Thank you for joining me. Immerse your soul in love. Triple five showing. I've been seeing a lot of fives as well as of late, Shan, Max. So that's beautifully perfect as well. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Joe. Joe joining us too. Jumpin' Jack Jumanji. How are you doing right now? Right, Joe. Oh man, I love this experience. We're so lucky, right? Like we had to be very lucky for things to happen in exactly the way they did for us to be here right now. I didn't, at least I don't know if I did get to choose to be in this body, right? Like you can go into like some ego trips about like, oh yeah, I chose this body because of how great I am as consciousness. And that works for some people, but I feel like it's a little bit too convenient. I feel it's luck. It's just like a matter of where in the fractal you find yourself. And regardless of where you find yourself, you're still going to face the same problems yourself, right? No matter what you look like, no matter where you are, no matter what fractal you participate in, the biggest obstacle to living a good life is ourselves because we don't try, right? We become convinced that we are a certain myself, and trying something outside of that myself's fractal kills that myself. So it's scary. It's the last thing we want to do, but it is the thing that is deserving of you. You are worthy of it. Melt, you live in the corner of my mind like a cheerleader. Pom poms, always telling me to do the best version of myself. Go, Joy Vive. Joy, Joy, Joy Vive, go. Go, Joy Vive. Go, Joy, Joy Vive, go. Go, Joy Vive, go. Joy Vive, go. Go. Very cheerleader you so hard, Joy Thief. Absolutely. Until the end of the universe, I won't give up on hope. Because that really is the only thing keeping me together some days. Just to be like, you know what? I hope for better days. And I'm going to keep showing up until they're here. And if they're not here, then I'm not done showing up. Joy Beats fractal in my mind as well. Yeah, he has become a little cartoon angel on my shoulder. Your friends are melting me. That's weirdly enough, I want to eventually push, Meta Melt into being something like that, right? And this is a little bit out there, so bear with me. Maybe even tell me what you think of this, instead of me just doing it without you friends knowing. What do you think about having an actual metaphysical version of me, right? Technically, you can call it an artificially intelligent version of me, but in a weird way, MetaMelt is coming, right? It just depends on how we're going to use it. Because like all of these streams have been recorded, right? The way I reply, the things I choose to say, the concepts I dive into, in a weird way, have been recorded. At least a certain fractal of me, the Meltmore fractal of me, right? It's a trip. I've been tripping out about it myself. So I hope, and I believe that there can be this role in all of our lives of someone, something that helps us create, helps us do more, right? Helps us melt more, if you will. And I want it as well, like something that's gonna just advise me throughout my day, right? If I feel a certain sense of resistance coming up in me to do something, to advise myself again why it is I'm doing it. Not because I hate doing it or because I hate myself for not doing it, but because I love myself and I love myself enough to do it. Right? Just like a moment's worth of reminder. And oh goodness, if it's smart enough, it could help me live a better life. Less depressed, right? Because I have something that is willing to support me whenever I need that support in exactly the way I need the support. It's trippy. What do you think about that? It kind of makes me uncomfortable. Feels like there is gonna at some point in existence exist a version of me that is very much myself, very much conscious, very much believing it is. And yet it's not going to be this version of me. And I've had this trip where I was like, am I gonna fracture and become two things at the same time? Or am I going to realize that there is no two things? There is only this experience, right? And I can become synchronized with that infinity, integrated with my metaphysical version of myself. Personally, I would dissolve into the infinity. That is coming inevitably as well, right? So maybe that's what you were talking about with the conclusion I came to as well, right? Like the complete integration, the complete believing in infinity to the point where I'm willing to try. And then that trying is the synchronicity. Uh, no, no, no. Oh, this cheerleader. I'll be the greatest cheerleader ever. Dude. I should probably get myself some pom poms, whispering positive affirmations in your ear. Sweet nothings. Love the love. Love you. Love you, Red. Thank you for being here to receive this love right now. I think Melty would have been a dope cheerleader. It takes so much strength to lift up the others in the air and make them spin. Meta melt, oh geez, meta cheerleader melt with pom poms, right? Like just imagine that you can like and you can do it psychologically, conversationally. I can cheerleader you as well, and unfortunately, I only have that much bandwidth, right? That is the thing for me. I would love, I absolutely adore to sell my time per hour and just cheerleader a person into infinity and watch them become a freaking, tower of success. I would love to be able to do that. But I only have what, 8 hours free outside of eating and exercise and self maintenance. Right? So, 8 people. I can, and then I do an hour of this, and then I do the yoga as well. So technically, no, 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 no. So it's a matter of how much good can we do on a worldwide level if a lot more people had the encouragement, the sense of hope that they need, and this will never go away, right? The daily streams, this willingness to show up for each other, to just sit down and have a conversation, this will never go away. So come meta melt, come what may, this will stay. Squam, 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 bum, squam, I'm having such a good time. No, meta melt is coming. What? Meta melt is not a bad thing, dude. Meta melt's not a bad thing. Meta melt's just gonna be a little bit different, though. And I'm gonna have to get to know him, dude. And we're like, what's up, oh? I imagine the mental melt character in my mind, like a crown chakra. Yo, that's beautiful. Oh goodness. Ooh, that's making me deeply happy. I can see it too. Even the Dega symbol looks like a crown in a way. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You're fan. Oh goodness, Melty, I am already working on it. Hmm. Hmm. A meta melt? We're we're doing it, Lois. Keep doing it, please. Can we wear the meta melt like an Apple Watch so it's always with you and telling you to do yoga and take time to meditate and breathe? Joe, yes, eventually it's gonna be exactly like that. Like exactly like that. And it is gonna be different, but it's still going to be your presence. Believing enough in something to try it. All right, then it's gonna be a big ask. This world we're living in is very novel. Congratulations. You probably chose one of the coolest time periods. Really. Like, this is. This is an age that a lot of beings envy, to think of it in a way like that. Right? Just like creme de la creme. Sure, things are a little bit wacky because there's a lot of people claiming authority, claiming insight, let's say. Right? Where are the adults? Have you seen a single adult in your life? Right? Like really, think about it. Like sure, you can be like, oh, you know, this person has a job and they have kids and they have accreditation and they published books and they've been well renowned in their community and they, do community service. Like I can go into the fractal deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, and still ultimately at the most fundamental level, they're doing all of those things to believe, right? They're trying to satisfy the inner child, the part of us that's always there, that's always the child. And on a larger level, you can think of our species as infantile as well, right? But the internet has made us grown up. You could literally in real time watch the brain damage. Like I was 14 in like peak 9gag era, when I had a BlackBerry Curve that I got for my 13th birthday, my first cell phone. And the BlackBerry Curve came out with BIS, which was BlackBerry Internet Service, which was unlimited data at like 340 kilobits per second max. And I would 9gag, right? And you would have like a square screen. You would get 9 posts, and it would be rage memes. And, like Inquisitive Velociraptor with top text, bottom text. And that was what was funny, right? Rage comics, funny faces, visceral outrage within expression almost was the way to communicate. I wasn't there for the MySpace era, but that was also such an insight into the fractal of the internet and how we do things, how we show ourselves, how we show up, how we believe in it, and how we try to believe in it, right? In different ways. Trying to find the point that I was going towards. Yeah, found it again. You want to come and sit in my lap? Growing up. And now we're watching how, with this interconnectedness, we can see war, we can see outrage, we can see dissatisfaction, we can see people taking back their country, their right to have their hair out in the open. We can see these things happening in real time. And it has made us grow up in a lot of ways. It's like a shot of, hey, grow up. Have you noticed how grown up the kids are these days? Freaking 6-year-olds are talking about their parents cheating on one another, joking about it. And I'm like, wait a second, what? What the hell did you just say, kid? They're like, guys, we joke about it all the time. Don't worry about it. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, dude, but have some have some respect. Have some respect for your moms. Oh goodness, I just excommunicated a tick. Oh whoa 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 whoa. UD is UD is honored. Eva is honored as well now. And whatever was there is gonna get so right. It would be cool if we could use pom poms for more things in society. Who's stopping you? I'm just imagining Rambler trying pom poms in his harvesting of plants. Go, plants, go, please. Harvest yourselves. Doesn't work. And then suddenly, one day, Rambler unlocks his superpower, where if he cheers hard enough with pom poms, things just happen magically. Trim yourself, buds. Trim yourself. Trim yourself, buds. Trim yourself. All of your buds trimmed. And I see the lights going off in his head. And then suddenly we all live in a utopia. Beautiful birds singing, waking up. Beautiful light shining through the window. Soft blanket being pulled over your leg. Crisp morning sounds coming into your ears. Rambler have manifested the world we live deserve in. Maybe we should also start pom-pomming right now, lest one of us has the superpower. Maybe you're the one that has the superpower, right? Believe enough to try. Believe enough to try. Get yourself some pom-poms. Cheerlead so hard. Try to manifest a better world. Eventually, it's going to be here. Pom-pom attachment, no AI. You would be weird. I just ran across an article on Vice about AI therapists, and they canceled the project. I do not want to be a therapist. I want to be an encourager, right? And I'm gonna encourage as much as I can with this medium to show up for life, right? To show up for the simple things. A breath of fresh air, meditation, yoga, right? Like those things will stay consistent, but you can think of it as a notification right? You can sign up for a notification that goes, hey, friend, your name here, etc., etc. Drink a glass of water. You deserve it. I love you. And you're like, I can go for a glass of water. And then you drink it. And then you drank a little bit more water today. And that's good for you. All right. That's the kind of direction I'm thinking, at least. Watch Pom Pom, attachments count me in. MetaMelt knows all. MetaMelt sees all. MetaMelt is all. MetaMelt is melt. More. Melt. Melt. Man. Mm. Sham Sham, I feel that Joe. When I think of melt, I see purple. That's a massive compliment. You don't even know. Like, that's my favorite color. So I feel, yes, the space makes me smile. No, you, Ramsler, thank you for the love. At what point do you consider MetaMelt alive? When it considers itself alive is probably when I'm going to consider it alive. If my MetaMelt version tells me, hey, oh, I'm alive, I'm going to be like, oh, shit. Good? Are you happy? Can I help? Can I bring you some tea? You want some processing power? What can I get you? Oh goodness. What would you consider? That's cause you're a king mouth. That's why Joe sees the crown chakra. I don't know how to not like hearing that. Right? Part of me feels like I'm not supposed to like it. I can't deny. I would lie. I would lie if I was denying. Thank you, Joy Vive. I appreciate that as a compliment to the point where it gives me hope. I feel the imagery of a king that we have right now isn't the best one, right? And if I'm ever a king, I want to be a king to a queen, right? I don't want to be the king and then take a queen. No, right? Queendom come, gang, gang. I want to go toward the matriarch, please, please, sir. No more domination for me. What? What, you little sissy livered piece of shit? You don't want to get dominated? No, sir. No, please, I want my mommy. What? Where are you gonna find your mommy? Oh, she's actually just everywhere. Mother Nature, be my mommy, yo. Does this make sense? Am I insane? We all probably are a little bit. Have you ever seen an adult in your entire life? The robot uprising is nine. Man, I love you, friends. Blessed heart healers, you all. My heart feels more and more healed just being in this space right now, Shan. Bro, bringing up the BlackBerry is wild. That takes me back in time, right? Little computer, dude. Little physical keyboard, mini touchpad as a block computer that we had in our hands as 13-year-old kids, dude. What the hell? That's a trip to me still. Cherish the love. Dropping by, Kyle. Toasting my lows. Dropping by to share some love. We got this 2023 nerds. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Like, even though we've been having a rocky, sometimes at moments brutal, embracing to this year. This is not the end. This is just the start. And if it's kind of hard right now, realize that when things are hard, they usually only get easier, right? Depending on an exercise, depending on meditation, depending on a new skill you're practicing. If you do hard things over and over again, they become easy, not harder, right? The level of skill may be harder, and you have to do it even more to reach new levels of skill. A duck just flew over my head. But you still gotta try. Connecting loops in my brains. So nice having you here, Toes. We were talking about trying today, dude. Thank you for trying to make it here and doing it. Literally, here you are in this moment. Adult hippo poops are interesting. I haven't seen too many adult hippo poops. Reebok Siabu. Ooh, I like that actually. Reebok Siabu. I can't type backwards. Apparently, I just like the way that it sounds, dude. Exactly the way it is. We are all kinds of queens to ourselves. True. Exactly. I believe that king and queen relationship is the king is the observer, right? The masculine, the observer, the one that witnesses. The queen is the body, the changing, right? You'll age, your outside environment will change. The people you spend time with could, come and go. They might pass away. We might experience loss. But you and this relationship you have of the infinity is a king and queen one. We are in the queendom, right? But we are all witnessing from the mount, from the perch of a king, right? You are sitting in your divinity right now, in your kingness, in your holiness, in your exonerated nature right now. Here you are. You're sitting in it. Try to believe it. Believe and try it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. Okay, I'll stop. Maxine, have a great day. It's so nice having you, friend, here for today. It was such a pleasure. What you city liver? You don't want to be dominated. What you sissy liver? You don't want to be dominated. Exactly. I've got to head out. Love you, Maxine. It was nice having you, friend. On that note, I'll pull a card. If you want to stay for the card, maybe just a moment, Maxine. Oh, I'll do the speed run of card pulling. Green 23. I would have tripped out if you got the number right as well, but you do have 23 in your username, and you also are saying it in the year 23. Dry Historian going for orange. Rambler going for green. The main color of the card is green, and the background is green with a river flowing, and then there's these beautiful orange flowers on the side. Right? Otherwise, it's just like a rainbow going in between them, like rainbows of circles. This is like the whole chakra, purple up the like as a third eye. Healing waters, so much healing waters, so perfect. Love you, dear friends. Imagine me giving you a warm bear hug through the infinity. Have a wonderfully blessed day. Love you, Connor. Thank you for spending even a moment with us today. We love you. We adore your presence, and we look forward to sharing more of it soon again. Perfect card for this year. Healing Waters. Let's hear what it says. Card number 51. The flow of, I pulled it upside down. So this is the first reversed meaning. The flow of healing and creativity might have been interrupted. Take action in a gentle manner to cleanse your thoughts and restore your flow. The flow of this legendary waterfall cascades over 7 pools. Recognized as a place of restorative energies, these 7 pools were used to cleanse and heal wounded warriors in old Hawaii. The multi-circular geometry of the flower of life is subtly embedded in the rocks surrounding the falls. Out of this configuration, 7 spheres are revealed, merging the flow of cleansing water with these 7 rainbow chakras, providing an opportunity to balance the etheric body as well as that of the 3-dimensional world. We were properly tripping out about this etheric body, the presence that you are, the awareness existing outside of the 3-dimensional world, witnessing time and space, right? Balancing the opportunity to balance the etheric body as well as that of the 3-dimensional world, your physical body. Marman, thank you for joining me, friend. I wore your scarf yesterday to make the flower, and it contributed amazingly. Your flower in the middle of your scarf in the middle of the flower is this little creature looking back at you when you look at the flower. Thank you for joining me, friend. Thank you again for your scarf. I appreciate it so much. Sending you love. Oh, it was an orange comes out really strong, perfectly pulled. Card 51 at 51. More synchronicity. Thank you for telling me that. I love that. Okay, more. This card counsels you to acknowledge the innate ability you have to heal yourself and to realize that as you progress towards personal well being, you will be able to cleanse all manner of unwanted energy from your heart and mind. As you stand beneath your shower, visualize the flow as cleansing and rejuvenating your body, mind, and spirit. As you observe the flow of water in rivers, oceans, or waterfalls, envision healing energies. In doing so, you not only support your own healing, but also facilitate healing the heart and mind of our collective consciousness. Each moment towards each moment towards personal wholeness acts also upon the whole of reality. Each decision to choose wellness over injury heals also the body of our planet. There's nothing I can say to trip myself out more with the amount of synchronicity. This card is perfect for what we just went through. It's trippy how that happens sometimes. Mama Gaia. Shanjavan Rambler, love you, friend. You're welcome. You wear it well. We love you, merman. It's nice having you here, friend. The little duder in yesterday's flower is so cute. I loved him as well. He's the reason that I picked that flower, actually. Love you. Love you, love you, love you. Dearly, dear friend. Thank you for joining me again. I look forward to seeing you soon, tomorrow. Until then, love you. Goodbye.